Where's the lamb sauce? Oh, whoa, can you tell me anything about this? He thought it would boil faster if the water was cold.
Oh, before we start, hey, I forgot to ask, hey Yuki,
Mm.
was I booted out of the Concordia server?
Yeah, I've booted a lot of people out of Concordia lately,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
just so that
Yeah,
way
good.
it's only for players.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my bad. I was just curious. I saw it was gone. I was like, did I do something wrong?
Nah, you're good.
Nope, I've booted a lot of people.
Yeah. Self-promotion. Okay, we should in theory be live. Hello.
Oh, hey,
Hi,
Sophina.
Megan.
Hey now.
And
What's
then,
this therapy session?
yeah. So it's Yuki's therapy session. We'd normally be doing this on actual video, but since there's only the two of them, figured it might just be easier just to have this section here. And it seems to be working pretty well. Yuki, do you have it on Twitch by any chance?
I got the notification that it's on YouTube.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure we have audio. We should, but I don't change my settings very often, but yeah.
If you ever update your Windows will make it so you don't have the right settings anymore.
Yeah, fuck you, Windows. Anyways, welcome everybody to a little in-between section.
There's audio. There's
Alright,
definitely
cool.
fucking audio.
Just popped on right to hear your own audio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So welcome
Actually,
everybody
gotta
to a
go.
little bit of an in-between video of that's Megan go away. Okay. To a little in-between video of our normal ones. Also just to bring the number of the heroes up a little bit because I'm kind of annoyed at there being one video difference between heroes and villains, but regardless. So we're going to be doing a little bit of therapy session here with Akia and with Roasted's character, who I don't remember the name of.
Well, in my disguise, he's known as Dr. Galen.
Yeah, so Mr. Dr. Galen and Akia. The reason Akia is going to therapy, for those of you who don't know, is because horrible trauma. Mass amounts of pain, sorrow, and horror in the last, 2 days. Also, she's in immense mental pain, although physical, probably not as much. But, yeah, so...
I can heal that. I can heal my physical pain. I can't heal my own mental pain.
Yeah, you gotta heal your brain, okay? That's what you gotta do. But anyways, so you were spending the day with Sophia, which was kind of nice for you. You got to kind of relax a little bit with Washi's funeral hanging in the distance, and you got to spend a little bit of time just having a girls' day out, honestly, before heading to therapy to see if you can fix something. You probably feel kind of good about yourself right now, at least to some
I'm
degree.
such a good person.
And Roasted, your character is coming fresh off the beat of talking with Diana about some of the things you could be doing. Yeah, about the blood. If you guys want to see that as well, go check out the villain side, and you can see kind of like the enhancements going on there with Diana and Roasted's character. But yeah, so you're inside of your office, I suppose.
Yeah.
You're inside, your office.
And he's got the computer, and you know what he's doing on his computer?
What's
just
that?
for the hell of it? He's playing Final Fantasy 14.
So you hear a knock in the doorway. Where yeah.
And he goes, he turns off the game. He's like, okay, that's enough for today. Gets his tie fixed and goes and opens the door. Ah, hello.
Yuki?
Is there anyone at the door?
Yeah, it's Yuki.
Yeah.
Ah, hello, Miss.
Akia is what you can call me.
Ah, hello, Miss Akia. How are you doing today?
I've been good. I'm fine.
Come, sit in.
I don't see the hospital setting.
Are you not on the right page?
No, you're not. We're not on the right page. We're on
Oh,
we're
you're
looking
not
at
on the right page. Oh, I'm an idiot. I apologize. There you go. There you go. Very pretty. Don't worry about it. There you go.
No. Okay, no. We have therapy sessions in restaurant. We do this
Yeah,
now.
it's a
Food.
therapy session at, a cafe, it's just, all right,
With
don't worry about
Mr.
the other
Torque
people in
there.
background. Here's a therapy cat.
Yeah,
I found it on the street.
and Gordon Ramsay's a chef here.
I know. So, yeah, I'm assuming you walk in and sit down?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I sit down, but I'm like kind of stiff because it's a new area. I've never been here before.
Mm-hmm.
And on the side, I'm just gonna say right over here, there's candy.
Aww.
Oh, you gotta make your
Patience.
patient feel comfortable.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, one of those kind of hard candies you give to like people like grandmas give you. Yeah, I love those things. God, I want one of those.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, he sits down in his own chair and he points to the candy like, "Would you like some?" Just to help you relax.
No, I'm good.
Well, you're suit yourself, my friend. Now and he gets pulls out his like one of those clipboards kind of thing. Your school told me that you had some stuff that was going on. Is everything okay?
If everything was okay, I wouldn't be here.
I know. Sorry. So, what would you like to talk about?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how this goes, dude. I don't do therapy. This is my first therapy session.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of something to say. I won't lie. It's easier to remember it's in my mind. It's easier to say it out loud.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're talking about like what I saw and what I've been through, I can tell you what I've been through.
Yeah. So why don't you tell me from the beginning, like, what you've been through, and maybe I might be able to see if I can help with that.
Well, I mean, my best friend and I, we were on a mission to go track down Jack the Stitcher with our counselor. We found him, albeit after he put his strings into her. And as she says that, you could see her visibly twitch her left arm and kind of move it a little bit. We fought him for a bit before I called in backup because we weren't going to be able to fight him alone. And our teammate Washi showed up very quickly, might I add. And we engaged him in battle, but a villain that was there decided to help us fight against the enemy of the time, being Stitcher.
Understandable.
And after some unfortunate timing on my part, I was let's say I had some strings attached to
Question, would I have read up on Jack the Stitcher as well as my own way?
You have heard probably a bit, considering it's been a day or so now. He was really, really good at using his thread to literally stitch people. He's been a serial killer for over a decade, so you would know a lot about that. And the fact that he would literally drain his victims of blood and then stitch them back together, basically, in order to make what could be technically defined as a masterpiece of body mutilation.
Yeah. So this Jack the Stitcher did some horrible things to you and your teammates.
He got his strings in my arm. Luckily, that's as far as it went, but after they were attached to me, Washi used his quirk to open a portal, and the villain that was there pulled me through the portal and away from the scene where I couldn't get back in time to save him.
I'm sorry for your loss, Miss Akia.
Mm.
But
Me too.
Jack the Stitcher, well, there are some crazy people out there who will do anything just for power or even for perfection. What I've read and what I've seen from stuff like him, there are some pretty crazy people out there, no matter the way you look at it. How did it make you feel? Like, did you go through an extreme stress when those threads went into your arm?
It was fucking painful as shit because it was my broken arm. My arm was broken at the time due to the fucking villain that ended up taking me away from the scene. God, I don't even know if I should call him a villain because I feel like he doesn't even know what the fuck he is.
Well, I'm sorry about that. I imagine that caused some extreme anxiety, and also every time when you look at your arm, do you get like flashbacks?
Not when I look at my arm because the physical damage is healed. Though my teacher has the same quirk as Jack the Stitcher.
So he then puts his hand to his chin. So is it like any time when you see like maybe threads or something, like let's say like a string or something, does that bring you like any bad flashbacks or anything?
It's mostly when it moves too fast and too suddenly.
So anything fast of any strings like that. All right. But again, I'm sorry for your loss. What happened to your friend? No one should ever go out like that at all.
His funeral's tomorrow.
Well, I wish him. Well, I hope you pay. Well, I'll give my respects in spirit. You can't always underestimate a villain, no matter who they are, or even a hero for that matter. Some heroes do what they do because they wanted to make a difference, and some villains do what they do because sometimes they don't have a choice. Bless you.
Yeah.
And there are some crazy people out there like Jack the Stitcher. You just gotta watch out for people like those.
Oof.
But yeah.
No. Washi reminded me a lot of my brother that I lost.
If you don't mind me asking, I don't want to go into too personal space as well, but do you want to talk about that? If it brings you back any bad memories,
My
I don't
brother?
want to... Yeah. Sometimes it's nice to get stuff off your chest like that.
Hey, basically, I just can't see him for ever anymore. He's not of this world anymore.
I'm sorry. But I think you've got your hero friends as well, that they'll help you as well.
Hero friends? I have one. Sophia is literally my only hero friend.
You have no others?
I mean, I have acquaintances. I have a lot of acquaintances from UA when I was there, but none of them were true friends except for maybe Midoriya.
Well, at least you got one friend who you can rely on.
Yeah.
But can you?
But here's the biggest question. But here's a thing also. Here's another thing that, even though I don't know if this would be appropriate to talk about, but the thing is, even though you can always rely on this friend of yours, the only one also you have to rely on is yourself as well.
What if I can't trust myself to make it?
You have to find a way. Everyone has a choice to make, even you. You can either choose to go past it, or be chained by it. For example, I remember there was this one student who wanted to help others, but he couldn't find a way, but he found a way to push past it. He was knocked down so many times, but he found a way to push past it. But the only one you can also trust is only yourself as well, because you in your mind can only make the right decisions.
Though it seems I've made the wrong decision in the last couple of days.
That's up to you, because there's no such true thing as always a right and wrong. It's a matter of how you view the world around you. It's a matter of seeing things from your perspective. Sometimes the right thing may not be right in the other eyes, but in your mind, it could be the right decision. Making a decision is always better than doing nothing.
What if you make a decision and it seems right in the moment, though, as everyone says, hindsight is 20/20, and the decision you made is no longer the correct one?
But at least you made a decision. The world may sometimes turn against you, but you can't let that push you down. To make a decision is better than making none, as I said. It may sometimes be the wrong one, and people may despise you for it sometimes. Not many people will look at the same way you do, but it's a matter of you. The only one you can trust is yourself, no one else. Trust is a two-way street, but only you can trust you.
Okay. So then, what would you say if the decision I made involved that villain I was talking about and trying to turn him good?
There are some people you can try. Some villains you can probably change. Some people like Jack the Stitcher were probably too far gone. Sometimes you can bring them back. But then he looks with like a serious look, and sometimes you always can't. There are some pretty... Go ahead.
And I was talking to myself.
Oh. So like I said, there are some pretty crazy people out there that their minds are pretty much gone. They can't handle it, and so they snap. For example, there are some heroes who actually become villains because of that circumstance. It's unpleasant, but it's true. Some heroes become villains, and some people can't be saved because their minds are too far gone. This can either become an effect of extreme trauma, or even just not believing in themselves. They get pushed down too much. Heck, even some heroes, probably even from Mugen Academy, there are probably some heroes who become villains because of circumstance. It's either to save some of their family, or it's because they seek power, or it's of so many other reasons. Heroes can
be
easily,
heroes.
as villains can become heroes. It all depends on the individual. Heck, there are some heroes that do it also sometimes for personal gain. And when they don't get that gain, they become different.
So then, okay. Here's another question for you.
Go ahead.
What do I do about my teacher? It has the same quirk as the guy who fucked up my arm real good.
Try to realize that your own teacher is not the same person as the Stitcher. Put it in your mindset that even Jack the Stitcher is dead. And this individual here is someone different from Jack the Stitcher. Yes, she may have the same quirk, but she's a different person.
It's actually a guy.
Well, sorry, my bad. Yes.
I know Jack the Stitcher's dead. I know they're separate people. Though every time he moves his strings too fast. I can't help but relive the moment.
Try to remind yourself every day and every minute that even though you see the wires, they're not his. They're not Jack's. It may take a time, it may take weeks, it may take months for you to put that, but the moment you put your first foot forward, you'll become better.
You don't think I'm already doing that? I don't think I've already been trying to do that. I could barely stay in the same room as him as I was healing his injuries from that same fight.
So it's really causing a really expressive trauma for you because every time when you see it, just comes back immediately. Just try to, then, in my opinion, try to avoid this hero for now. Try to avoid your teacher for a little bit. Just try to talk to maybe your friend Sophia every now and then. It may be rough, but just try to take every small step forward. I can only do so much. You have to put your better foot forward as well.
Ooh, you could tell to bury your emotions.
But also, a better idea sometimes when it comes to situation is to bury your emotion.
Bury them?
When it comes to a certain situation, like let's say when you have to well, how do I say this without sounding like an idiot? Believe me, it's tough for me to get my words out as well. When it comes to a certain situation, when it comes to the right circumstance, sometimes you do have to bury your emotion and focus on the object and focused on the target. For let's say, if you're fighting a villain who almost has the same kind of mindset as Jack the Stitcher, you have to be cold and focused. You have to make sure that you put your emotions aside and do what needs to be done.
So if I hide my emotions, bury them as you say, then I don't have to worry about freaking out every time I'm around Dollhouse?
That is completely up to you as well. But yes, you could always try new things to make sure you bury those emotions and those feelings. Now there are times when it might come back, but you've also got to push it aside. It takes time and progress.
What would you recommend? Trying to think about it every day and
find something that interests you. Don't always focus on it. You live for today, but you live for today. You live in the moment.
That didn't answer my question because I didn't finish my question.
Sorry, I was just, you know how I am. I have tangents on going off like this sometimes. Go ahead.
It's okay. The question she was trying to ask was, what do you suggest in trying to, do I try to get, should I try to bury them first, or should I try acknowledging them, or whatever the other option was, try to get over it by being around him or thinking about it or whatever?
I say first try to acknowledge them, and if it doesn't work, bury them. Always take the one that seems more better for you. But that's just my recommendation. You also have to acknowledge that you have that fear, you have it. But when the time comes, when it comes to fighting a villain, you're going to have to bury them, regardless if you're around this dollhouse or anything. But the only one that you can only trust is you.
Alright, so try to acknowledge the feelings first, and then bury them if I can't do that.
But if it gets too much, suppress your emotion.
Okay.
Hide away.
Alright, I can do that.
Yeah.
I can do that. But how am I supposed to work on not fearing his quirk without being around him when I could end up hurting him?
Well, if it ever comes to that, we'll talk more about it. But you got, again, take little steps forward. When the time comes, just talk to about it. Sorry, I'm being terrible here.
Good. You could probably also
out of character.
Yeah.
I was trying to hint, nudge the therapist into, it's called fear therapy, where they basically continuously use that thing that they're afraid of until they learn to bury that fear and then become immune to it, or it can backfire and cause them to become even more afraid of it.
Yeah. Well, the one, and back in character, thank you for telling me that, though. That's new. I never knew that.
I've done a lot of research on therapy and stuff.
Well, the other thing I can think of is putting yourself in the fear. There are going to be times when it will come back, but the more time you hang around it, the more you realize it's not the same. Fear is what keeps you alive as well. It can make you do some pretty cool things, but also some very bad things. Try to put yourself in some certain situations where you could try to talk to Dollhouse, but also fear that he might do that if possible.
So be around him, but when I'm around him, know that it could happen in a way that he might hurt me like Jack did.
Yes, just watch how he acts. Watch how his behavior is. And if it gets too much for him, just get away from him.
And if I can't get away?
Protect.
If you can't get away, that's a tough one. I never thought of that. But I think you have your friend Sophia to learn on. Tell her how you feel about that. Make sure she's around you if you're going to go talk to Dollhouse.
But I thought you said I couldn't trust her.
Just 'cause...
That is true. All you can do is trust yourself. I'm sorry. I'm so
confused.
I'm sorry. Out of character. I'm trying to say the right words, but I'm terrible when it comes to this.
You could tell her that even if you don't trust her, just because you don't trust the person at your side, doesn't mean you can't use them to protect yourself.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Thank you for that.
You're
I'm
good.
terrible. Even though you may not be able to trust her, it's always nice to have backup just in case you need someone to defend you.
Don't need to trust your shield to throw it. Don't use those words. But
no, I won't use those. That's like yoink.
Yeah, just the words like staring at her, but like, you don't have to trust a shield to throw it.
Goes to talk to Dollhouse, has Sophia there. Yeets Sophia at Dollhouse and runs the fuck away.
That would be terrible, but that would be funny as hell. That'd be like,
oh god, but yeah.
Yeah. Even though you cannot trust her, but it's always nice to have some sort of shield or a backup just in case.
Also, how am I not supposed to trust her when she's been there my entire life? We know each other's deepest, darkest secrets.
Just watch how she behaves. Watch how she acts. A hero today may become a villain tomorrow. Give him the right circumstance.
Oh,
You could ask
okay.
her if there's been
Watch their
moments.
behavior.
You could ask her if there's been moments that that Sophia has changed the way she's acted just recently, or
has there been any moments where Sophia, you're the one who you told me about, has changed? Any instance or anything that she's done that's been different?
She's gotten a little bit bolder as of late. She's not as scared as she used to be.
One thing your character would remember is actually the previous day she was a lot more, what's the word? Not cold, but she's a lot more offensive when it came to like torque and stuff.
She was more, yeah, she was way more like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll tell him about what happened the day before. Basically, there was yesterday when that villain who I'm trying to turn hero was at a location. I wanted to go check on him to make sure he wasn't fucking dying because he's an idiot. And she did seem way more offensive than she usually is when it came to me talking about him.
Interesting. Maybe it's a sign that your friend is already changing.
Like changing to be a villain?
It's possible. Anything's possible when it comes to the certain mindset of an individual.
She can't be a villain. I've known her since we were babies. Like, that can't... No.
Maybe she's not a villain, but given time and given the right circumstances, she one day could become. She could easily betray you one day.
No, but I've helped her keep her quirk in control so she could be a hero.
But at the same time, your friend might be becoming too possessive.
Too possessive of what?
You.
Of you.
She's going yandere like in the manga? She does say that though. She's going yandere like the mangas?
That would be too hilarious. Sophia as yandere.
Oh god.
Oh. But your friend could also become too possessive of something, and it could make her become a villain. Even though you may have known her your entire life when you were children, that is true. Under the right circumstances, I could see how you can see that. But he puts his finger up to his face. Your best friend today, then turns it, could be your enemy tomorrow.
If someone tries taking you.
If someone tries taking you, who knows?
I've already been kidnapped once, and it didn't really work out. Because she didn't even notice. Because she wasn't there when I was kidnapped. And I was only kidnapped for a few hours.
Oh, wait, would the file actually say that?
It would not, no.
Okay. Okay, never mind that.
No, but you would know exactly what she's talking about.
Yeah, because you were there.
Yeah, but I can't say that, otherwise they'll give away my identity.
Yep.
She doesn't know what's in her file. She assumes, like, literally everything she's experienced.
That is true, yeah. Could make some stuff up.
Did you have any other bad cases, like anything that happened over the past few days besides Jack the Stitcher? Do you remember anything?
I mean, there was a point where I was in and out of conscious due to pain and trauma, due to obvious things. That same day that I couldn't make it to Washi's side, I ended up in like a villain's hideout of sorts.
Probably looked crappy, didn't it, huh?
I don't really remember. I also remember that one of my teammates was there and he was yelling about murdering children.
Oof.
Wow. Jeez.
Ooh,
I maybe.
ooh, there you go. Your mind will just click there. Her teammate just said that he turned tailcoat and killed children. Her teammate that she knew from Mugen.
Your teammate turned turncoat and killed children. Jeez.
Yeah, that's what he was spouting, and I almost killed him for it, but then like I was talking to people yesterday, and apparently it was lies. He didn't actually kill anybody, and it was just false memories, and he's using it as a ploy to
But the
do
question is,
something.
Ooh. That's not good for you to like. Ooh.
but the question is, are they lying or is your friend lying? Because only you could have been there to see it. Even your teachers might be lying about that.
I mean, it was the principal and Sophia who told me that that was a lie.
And if Sophinia's possessive.
I'm so sorry, Ron. I didn't mean to fucking do this, but I thought he was on our side.
I threw Ron under the bus so hard. Yeah, Rusted, you could.
I feel bad for Ron, but
I know you could say to her like something like, if your friend's being possessive, they might not want you to leave if the information gets too bad or something of that sort.
if your friend is being too possessive, they might not want you to leave.
That could be why they're lying.
Leave where?
Like, what do you mean, Sen? I'm confused.
So her friend could be being possessive, so she doesn't leave because if she isn't lying, if Ron did kill someone, what would Akia most likely do? Go and kill Ron.
Fucking leave to kill that bastard.
Maybe your friend was being possessive because they didn't want you going off and killing this individual who you said who killed children, since you said he was a hero, or I guess you proclaimed he is.
This is totally the start of a yandere manga. I've never.
It's just like sitting there, like Mark yonder manga.
Let's make it Sophia the Yandere, Chapter 1, Goes Crazy. This could no. This is actually the start of when they cry or something, or Higurashi no Naku here. Fuck's sake.
God.
That's the last.
So who knows who's telling what truth?
Oh.
Go ahead.
But if he is lying, and she's saying the truth, why the fuck would he do that?
Because any hero can turn into a villain.
Because any hero, as I said before, a hero today could be a villain tomorrow.
He might have snapped.
The only one, again, you can only trust is yourself. Even if you make the wrong decision in other people's eyes, you need to believe that yourself made the right decision. Regardless of how other people feel. Or even how other heroes feel.
This bastard be lying.
Who, me?
No, Ron.
Oh, shit. But who knows? Some heroes easily turn tailcoat. It could even happen to anyone you know.
I mean, it's the equilibrium. I'm trying to save a villain and turn it into a hero, so we had to lose a hero to the villains. Fucking karma, bro.
Is that what your character saying, or you saying?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
character's
Yeah.
saying.
So villain turned hero and a hero turned villain. Very ironic and very funny if you think about it.
Bruv, I gotta find my old teammate and be like, bruh, are you lying or not? Because if you lying, you're fucking dead.
But will Sophia let you go?
But the question is, will Sophia let you go?
I'll take her with me. I don't care. She can fucking fight him with me. I don't care.
Just be careful again who you trust. What time is it actually on his watch?
Just about time for y'all to get going.
Also, what? Oh, but if I'm turning the villain into a hero, there has to be trust between the two of us, so I can turn him into a right proper hero.
Could be good to trust one person.
It could always be good to trust one person at least. Just gotta see what you can do.
He threw me through a broken window yesterday.
That's his way of love.
And then Disco Ball comes out. That's his way of showing love. Terrible. I'm sorry, Zero, if you're watching this. I don't care.
But
yeah, there's maybe it's sometime. Maybe give this person a chance. See what he can do. And if it gets too much for him, can't trust him. But he looks at his watch. I think that's enough time we have for today. If you ever need another therapy session, I'll do my best to help you out. Do you feel a little better after getting this stuff off your chest a little bit?
I have so many theories.
Well, if you ever want to share those theories, I'll be glad to listen to them.
Can I have your phone number in case I need to call you for emergencies?
Yes. Here. This is my number. Shows him a number. 8675309.
Yeah,
You put in as you stand up. Are you gonna take one of the candies?
Here, do you want?
I'm afraid that if I take the candies, it'll be drugged.
Why would I do that?
I bet that's
because
fair.
you're a villain.
Okay. When it comes to disguise, you need to be as abstract as possible. Not.
Yeah, but you could have totally done like the switcheroo.
You're so much paranoia. I
he
love
offers
it.
one more time, and I'm like, nope, I'm not taking your drugs, and walks away.
So she walks out of the room, and well, now you know that Ron didn't kill them, which is interesting for you. That's some interesting information for you to give to your boss.
Yeah, but he waits a minute. He starts writing down stuff. Question: is there any cameras in my office?
There are not.
Okay. Right now, he's kind of intrigued and also a little bit pissed off. He's done his best to help Akia, but now he's like, he gets out of his normal act, his
he goes back to his own one.
Talks normally. Well, that's a bunch of screws loose. That's pretty fucked up. I got a feeling if Mr. Shadow Man comes, I think I might as well tell him the truth. I wonder if he's here anyway.
Alright, so, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see what happens with the Shadow Man, who now has new information that could potentially kill a very specific area that Sophia tends to frequent a lot. You know, like, sending villains over to capture the children inside of her thing and murdering her viciously. You know.
Wait a minute. Was the Shadow Man listening in?
He was not, no, but if you do tell him, you're basically saying, hey, that kid you wanted, I know where he is. Well, you don't know where he is, but you know that he's alive.
What have you done?
Yeah.
What have you done?
Oh, this is gonna be beautiful. Alright, anyways, if you guys want to see what happens with that later, if Roasted decides to tell the Shadow Man that the children are alive, it's likely gonna make the Shadow Man start spreading his shadows out and find them, which could end very badly.
Very badly for both of us, because they're at our mansion.
So if you ever separate from her and she goes back, that could end so badly.
Well, we go home together every day. Oh wait, shit! Who's the real villain here? Is it Akia or?
No one knows. But yeah, so if you guys are interested in seeing what happens later, do please join us for the later episodes of our Jumpchain. If you guys are interested in supporting this channel, or well, our Twitch channel specifically, go and follow the Patreon that we have on the bottom left there. That allows you to support us as well as get something in return. We give a picture out every month. And if you guys want to see more of our content, go to, if you're on a YouTube, click like Same. Yes, that's the word. Subscribe. And you can do all that fun stuff. If you guys are on Twitch, just feel free to follow, and you get to see us as we stream 5 times a week, every single week, hopefully. And we'll see you fine folks when we start murdering people next time. Bye!
Jenny!